everybody else that say that they her best friend, they is not her best friend. They are there for an opportunity. They are using her for an opportunity. And the moment that they can get their opportunity, they're no longer going to be around her because they have their opportunity.
Imagine making one decision that changes the course of your entire life. Giving up a full-ride college scholarship, putting your own dreams on hold, stepping into a household that wasn't yours, and taking on responsibilities that most adults would struggle to handle. Now imagine, years later, finding yourself at the center of a public controversy after deciding to tell your side of the story. That's exactly what happened when Shalita Savage, who identifies herself as Claressa Shields' cousin, sat down for an interview that quickly spread across social media. The conversation was filled with deeply personal stories, emotional moments, and serious allegations that have sparked intense debate online. Some viewers believe her completely. Others remain skeptical, pointing out that these are one person's account of complicated family events. Regardless of where you stand, the interview has people asking difficult questions, not just about Claressa Shields, but about family loyalty, sacrifice, and how personal conflicts can become public spectacles in the age of social media. Before we dive into the interview itself, it's important to set one thing straight. The claims discussed in this video come from statements made by Shalita during her interview. Many of these allegations have not been independently verified, and Claressa Shields has not publicly responded to every specific claim discussed. Our goal here isn't to decide who's telling the truth. Instead, we're looking at why this interview has generated so much attention and breaking down the key moments that people can't stop talking about. One of the first things that caught viewers' attention wasn't an allegation at all. It was Shalita's own background. Online, some people immediately dismissed her as someone seeking attention or trying to capitalize on Claressa's fame. But during the interview, Shalita painted a very different picture of her upbringing. According to her, she grew up in a financially comfortable household, attended private schools, and traveled internationally from a young age. She also stated that she participated in leadership programs and traveled overseas as a youth ambassador. Her point wasn't to boast about her accomplishments. Instead, she argued that she wasn't financially dependent on Claressa and didn't need public attention to build a life for herself. According to Shalita, everything changed when she became closer to Claressa as a teenager. She described learning about difficult experiences that Claressa allegedly faced growing up and said those conversations deeply affected her. Shalita claimed she felt compelled to help in any way she could, even if it meant putting her own future on hold. She said she ultimately chose not to pursue a college opportunity she had earned, and instead moved into the family home to help provide stability for Claressa and other relatives. During the interview, she described taking on responsibilities that included paying household bills, buying groceries, and helping care for younger family members. These are significant claims that have not been independently confirmed, but they formed the foundation of the story Shalita wanted to tell. The interview became even more emotional when Shalita began discussing a child she says changed everything. According to her account, she became pregnant during that period, already carrying many financial responsibilities. She alleged she sought advice from Claressa, and that a conversation between them ultimately influenced a major life decision. Shalita claimed she was encouraged to continue the pregnancy, with the understanding that the child would later be adopted and cared for. That alleged promise, she said, shaped everything that followed. Then came the moment that surprised many viewers because of how ordinary it sounded at first. According to Shalita, years later, a disagreement involving a Nintendo Wii escalated into something far more serious. She alleged that she pawned the gaming console to help cover household expenses, and that the decision led to a heated conflict between the two women. During the interview, she claimed she received a phone call in which she was told she would never see the child. That statement became one of the most widely shared clips from the interview, with viewers expressing disbelief that such a major family conflict could allegedly begin over something as small as a gaming system. Of course, this account represents Shalita's version of events, and it has not been independently verified. The conversation became even more serious when Shalita described why she says she contacted law enforcement. According to her interview, she became concerned about who would be caring for the child while Claressa focused on her boxing career. Shalita made allegations regarding individuals she believed were unsafe caregivers and explained that those concerns motivated her decision to involve authorities. Because these allegations involve identifiable people and serious accusations, they remain unverified claims made during the interview. Nevertheless, this portion of the discussion has generated significant debate online because viewers recognize the gravity of the issues being raised. The interview didn't stop there. Shalita also shared her opinions about Claressa's current relationship with rapper Papoose. Rather than focusing only on their age difference, she questioned the dynamics of the relationship and expressed concerns about financial management and decision-making. These comments reflected Shalita's personal perspective and should be understood as opinion rather than established fact. Public discussions about celebrity relationships often involve speculation, but it's important to separate documented facts from personal interpretations. Beyond the family conflict, the interview also touched on a broader question that many fans have asked in recent years. How much should an athlete's personal life influence the way people view their accomplishments? Claressa Shields' achievements inside the boxing ring are well documented. She has built one of the most accomplished careers in women's boxing, earning multiple world titles and Olympic gold medals. At the same time, like many public figures, her personal life has increasingly become part of the public conversation. Interviews like this one often blur the line between legitimate public interest and deeply private family matters. Whether viewers ultimately believe Shalita's account or not, one thing is undeniable. Her interview has reignited conversations about Claressa Shields in a way few people expected. It has prompted discussions about family sacrifice, trust, public image, and the challenges that come with fame. As with any story involving serious allegations, it's worth approaching the conversation with an open mind, recognizing that one interview represents one person's perspective rather than a complete picture of the events. Now, we'd like to hear your thoughts. After watching the interview or hearing the claims discussed here, what stood out to you the most? Do you think more information is needed before anyone reaches conclusions? Share your perspective respectfully in the comments below, and as always, we'll continue following any new developments if additional statements or responses become available.